Everyone, OMI is my homie, and hopefully it's everyone's homie out there today. So we've got a few updates on this incredible project. It's one of my favourite ones, especially from that collector's kind of NFT aspect. We announced in the previous video of the Hulk drops of the digital comics being available, and we've got a few updates on that, some very bullish information, and also some upcoming assets being dropped on Ecomi, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm sure there will be more across the next 12 months. And we'll go into the chart as well, because there's been some phenomenal action over the last sort of 7 to 14 days. Let's take a look. So we had the Hulk drops in the comics, the digital comics, being able to be purchased via OMI tokens on the Ecomi VV platform. And I wanted to point this out, guys. So on DApp Radar, Marvel Comics NFT floor price jumped 770%. So obviously you're able to purchase these comic books or get the edition as quickly as you could. And of course, once that's happened, then of course you determine about supply, demand, rarity, etc. And some of these prices have absolutely flown. So congratulations to those who were able to obtain some. But yeah, as mentioned in table low, so current low points of sort of $6 or so, $7. Some of these have risen to well over 111, representing a 1,400% return on the investment. So absolutely well done to those that have managed to grab some, especially the limited edition ones. But most of these are common ones actually, but they're still emphasizing in price and things like that. So really interesting to see how this develops. And of course, as time goes by, like with anything, comics, collectibles in general, specifically niche ones, especially like Marvel related kind of assets that you get in the real world as well as digitally. Of course, things rise in prices as years go by, and scarcity, etc. But of course, with NFTs and smart contracts, you're able to make sure that you've got a unique NFT or collectible, one that's not fraudulent or manipulated or anything like this, or a copy. All of that is gone using blockchain and things like that as well. So it's really exciting, and there's more and more things going to be coming out over the next few months for sure. And I'm sure of it as well, that as events start coming back to our world, you'll be able to download specific edition NFTs at events like esports events, comic cons, maybe even at films and cinemas, all this kind of thing. It's just the early days. I'm so excited about OMI. I bagged loads of it months and months ago. It's probably actually my biggest bag in terms of quantity. That's why we got the OMI boat on our logo, because we always thought we got so many. If this one day hits $1, we will absolutely get the boat and call it that for sure. So that's how excited we were about the project before it kind of really took off. But yeah, just before I pull that out, so we've had the Hulk drops. That's going to be interesting to see how that affected the chart. But also, how big is this, guys? So Sam Wilson as Captain America kicks off, okay? 23rd of September, that's tomorrow here in the UK. Some Captain America, probably one of my favourite Marvel characters, to be honest. I wasn't a gigantic fan of Hulk, but of course, if you're a collector of Marvel, you want them all, right? But in general, for me, it'd be about specific characters. So I might potentially try and get a couple of these. We'll have to see. But I like reading through them. It's just a thing I've always done since I was a kid. Like some I have kept, like especially like Simpsons ones, because they're quite funny. But yeah, it's all really cool stuff. So looking forward to that coming out tomorrow and seeing how that affects the price. We did mention in the last drop with the Hulk ones, you kind of saw a big rise as the building momentum came up with the drop, and then you saw it come down a bit. I think we're seeing something similar with the announcement of the Captain America ones as well, with a potential reduction in the price, which we'll go on to in a second. So looking forward to seeing that shortly in the chart as well. But yeah, just generally, I think this is fantastic. And they're looking potentially to have VV on Ethereum as well. So that's going to absolutely explode everything, and kind of entail with our potential opportunity of where we might see the price entering in the coming months. So guys, we've got those few updates out of the way. Let's go into the chart. If you find this video informative, please do smash that like button. It massively helps the channel. And more importantly as well, subscribe if you have not done so already. We cover so many projects here. There's anything for everyone. Lovely jubbly. Let's crack on. So look at this. We had this funnel built in as a kind of idea of where we were trying to achieve to. Of course, some big announcements came back around here around the Hulk situation. It tailed off actually just as it sort of launched and came back down. And then that's kind of where people have accumulated OMI tokens ready for that Hulk drop. And an opportunity, of course, to try and purchase some. So we saw that tail off after that happened. Perhaps people as well missing out on opportunities. But since then, guys, we've had an 85+% increase from that date of around the 11th, 10th September, which was tracking at that time sort of around a close of 0.003. So literally a third of a cent there. We've climbed all the way up to the 19th, 20th September to a 0.006, so a sixth of a cent. And we've had a bit of a reduction since then. But I do think with a bit of news around Ethereum and a bit of news about the Captain Americas, people are starting to jump back in. So it's looking really exciting for OMI again. We had the horrible reduction like we did with most of the other charts. Sort of between that time of April to June / July. But let's just take a look at the grand scheme of things. We've still not got to our previous all-time high, which was around the 19th of March, which was literally 1.3 cents. So I'm looking forward to us climbing back to that, and I do think we will do that towards mid to end of October. Of course, we're going to have some corrections along the way, maybe a bit of stagnant opportunities as things have dropped, and then we're waiting for the new ones. But I think this is becoming more and more popular. The app is being downloaded left, right and centre. People are getting really excited about the drops, especially with Marvel. And guys, it only takes some even bigger licenses or slightly more similar licenses for OMI and VV to put on their board for this to really take off. Imagine if they put Pokemon on this and other films. We've already got like Batman and Spider-Man on there, and they've done really well. Some really big characters and opportunities to get stuff like that. But if they start pulling in ranks of things like that, and maybe even like gaming characters, imagine like Halo and Mario and all this sort of stuff. It's going to cost a lot of money for licensing. But if anyone's ever been to a license event, so I've been to a couple in London from my work and everything through marketing and branding, and I never really kind of understood the concept of the licensing, but I kind of saw some of it because like Pokemon was quite an interesting one that you could apply to many different products and aspects. But now I've seen this kind of project and I look back in time of when I went maybe a couple of years ago, I kind of see now like, wow, for people like Ecomi and Vivi to wander around these kind of events or even showcase at these events is an incredible opportunity. Like licensing, if you look at Lego, look how well Lego did with Star Wars. Just Star Wars in general, Harry Potter, all these. These are massive license agreements, and look at how well they've done. Look how the reaction, and people now spend like £500-600 on Lego models to build like Millennium Falcons and things like this. So this kind of principle will definitely come in the digital format as well through the likes of Ecomi. And it is really such a unique, amazing project. The burns happen every now and then as well to help reduce the, as the fees are used, but to also help with the price, progression of OMI in the charts as well. In terms of the MACD down here, we have had slight narrowing in the last 24 hours. That's, like I said, as anticipated, as people perhaps already bagged OMI ready for these Captain America drops and the other things that are coming as well. This is kind of one of those projects. Yes, of course, there's some element of chart areas you need to do, but I actually think more research needs to be done on the community element, but also really focusing on what's coming and prepare the chart on that, if that makes sense. So yes, of course, you can get some market changes within things like of course Bitcoin movements and things like this, and other elements of chart general organic reduction or growth. But I do believe these kind of projects, you need to slightly change your strategy and thought process, in my opinion, to be more reflective of what you can hear is coming, potential rumors, or certainly when they do announcements of drops and when those will be, that's when you start seeing the price influx. But I think in the future, of course, the price sort of discoveries and the price changes will be very reflective on the rarity of these kind of collectibles, but also how the awareness keeps growing will encourage more and more people to get OMI, and more will be spent on each of these collectibles, especially special editions and things like that. So we're very early days, in my opinion. It's a really great opportunity to bag a load, especially for future development projects that they will come out with. And I do think, people shouting about $1, and I would love $1, and I'm sure that will happen in the future. But I think short term, certainly for the next few months, in terms of the analysis we've done, we do believe that we could at least get to that 5 cent mark. And I know that sounds maybe not as big as other projects out there, but price is priced right for various reasons: supply, demand, and all of these things, the tokenomics. You've got to be realistic, but actually think about it in a different way. We put this in before. If we went to 5 cents from this previous point, I'm just going to move it to this current existing price. So let's put it back to the half a cent mark ish. Even from now to that 5 cent point is 860% growth. That is phenomenal, guys. If we went to $1, like, you're talking about obscene numbers, right? It's not, I don't think it's possible in the short term. It's certainly long term, absolutely 100% behind that. But I think if you look short term, I truly believe that 5 cent price point is very realistic in the next maybe 2-3 months as we get into the bull run. But it really all depends as well. As I said, yes, you can take some considerations of market general market aspiration, but I think majority of it is going to come from the specific drops and what kind of things they're dropping in terms of their collectibles. So it's really important to analyze that. But of course, if you're trying to purchase OMI tokens on the cheap or in drops, that's when you do pay attention to chart movements and things like that as well. And we can keep you updated as we progress that. So the RSI at the moment is on maybe in the third quarter. If you're looking at between like 1 and 100, it's approaching an element that we might have a bit of a tail off in terms of sell volume pump in. But let's see what are we interested actually. I'll tell you what, we'll do a video at the end of this week and we'll show a reaction to when the Captain America comic books drop, and we can show you that reflection in the chart and see exactly what's happened. Do people sell off because they're like, oh, I've missed it, I don't want the OMI tokens anymore, I'll wait till next time? Do they just drop it off because they whatever the reason? Or does it rise because people are like, wow, what is this, I must jump in, and then maybe don't understand the fundamentals of it, or that actually there's limited editions, etc. So there's loads of variables. I'm really interested in this project. Let us know in the comments below if you're holding OMI, and also as well if you've got any of the collectibles via the platform. I'm really interested to know that. And congratulations to those that have got some, and some great gains already in the valuations of the projects and the assets that you have purchased in recent times. So guys, we're going to pretty much wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm really excited about this project as we move forward. And of course, as usual, any announcements that come out, whether it be drops or reactions like we just said with the Captain America ones, we will get you guys informed. I'll do this update more regularly. I think we've done OMI a while back, maybe nearly 2 weeks now. It's too long. I mean, we've got loads of videos, loads of projects to deal with and help you guys out. So please bear with us, but we will make this one of our top priorities for you guys that are OMI holders. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.